So you're about to watch a video all to do with Rachel in exile and what is going on in our world right now. This is the missing link. This is what we've all been waiting for. This is what is going to change our future. But before that plays, I just want to quickly put this beforehand based on some of the information that I have put together. I believe our sun has been hijacked by a patent that was first published in 1968 in America, which is an hexagonal sort of mechanism on our sun. Whatever it's doing is hijacking our sun and giving us basically a false light. Also, I believe we have a false moon up in our sky. If you go look and watch my past videos, I really do not like the moon. I think this is the AI epicenter, which is Lilith and all of her children. This is so much bigger than what I can ever put into words, but we have a false moon, a hijacked sun, and the shekhinah, Rachel, is hidden under cloud, which is what I think the true meaning of why they're hijacking our skies and covering the sun so much. It's to stop the shekhinah being able to be in contact with the sun, which is Joseph, which is connecting her to her groom, which is Tiferet. Please, with all that in mind, watch this video. It will make so much more sense.
System Restore, the mystical secret of Rachel's tears.
I want you to picture this scene in your mind's eye, almost like a 4K heritage cinematic shot. Imagine a desolate hilltop under a pale twilight sky. The matriarch Rachel is weeping endlessly, and her voice is just trembling across these dark, empty valleys. Down below her, Jerusalem lies in absolute ruins. The great temple, completely shattered. The only sound left is this faint echo of an ancient song, kind of just lost in the cold wind. You've probably heard this really famous verse from Jeremiah describing exactly this scene. But here is where it gets absolutely fascinating, because the Zohar takes our standard, traditional understanding of this and totally flips it on its head. You see, her tears aren't just water falling to the ground. They shimmer as this living light, rising upward into the heavens. When the mystical text describes this lamentation, we aren't merely looking at a mother's human grief. No, we are witnessing the primary symptom of a profound, massive, cosmic structural failure.
Okay, let's dive into this. To really grasp the profound secret, the sod, of what's happening here, we have to map out the actual divine architecture. In Kabbalistic mechanics, Rachel represents the Shekhinah, or Malshut. That's the feminine divine presence that dwells right here within our physical world. But right now, during exile, she is fundamentally disconnected from her central power source. That source is called Zerazampin, or Tiferet, which acts as the sustaining masculine counterpart. Think about it like a massive complex tech network. The Shekhinah is this vital client system that has suddenly lost all contact with its central server. So she's left wandering, completely disconnected, and frantically searching for that core link to restore the flow of data and energy to the world.
The math behind this mysticism is honestly mind-blowing. When you look at the 10 divine attributes, the seperate, this central sustaining channel, Zir and Pin, is represented by the Hebrew letter Vav. And if you know your Hebrew numerology, the letter Vav equals the exact number 6. Now, the ultimate unified divine structure is designed to operate at a perfect 10, but when the system crashes and that central server goes offline, you lose the Vav. You literally lose the 6. And when you subtract that 6 from the ultimate 10, what are you left with? A completely broken, fragmented structure of 4. So exile isn't just about a physical relocation or losing a piece of land. It's an actual mathematical and structural fragmentation of reality itself. Let's look at this across 2 modern dimensions, because it's wild how perfectly these ancient texts map onto concepts we use today. For the systems architects and developers out there, think of this as cosmic engineering. The universe is literally a distributed system, but right now, it has a severed connection. Because the flow of data is broken, error logs start to pile up. And we actually experience these error logs in our daily lives as the pain and friction of galut, or exile. These logs will just keep accumulating until that core link is restored and full data flow is reestablished. Or, for the gamers listening, think of it like a video game. Rachel is our central protagonist, but she's been separated from her power source. She's stranded in this incredibly hostile environment, just sending out continuous distress signals, waiting for the player to restore the missing link so she can finally power back up. Her weeping? That's the continuous error signal pinging the server.
And the crucial point for all this is right here in the text of the Zohar, specifically where it quotes the end of that famous verse. It says Rachel refuses to be comforted, because he is not, which in Hebrew is ki einenu. Now, on a surface reading, because he is not just refers to her children being gone. Makes sense, right? But the Zohar reveals a much deeper layer. Because he is not actually points directly to the absence of that sustaining channel we just talked about, the missing Vav. The masculine counterpart is literally absent, Because he is not there to connect with her, the entire system is crashed into exile. The cosmic flow is completely 100% disconnected.
But because of this massive crash, Rachel's tears aren't just passive sadness. They act as a highly functional, active cosmic mechanism. Look at the incredible dual nature at play here. On one hand, her tears contain din, which is severe judgment. This judgment is triggered by the harsh, incredibly painful separation of the exile itself. But simultaneously, and this is key, they contain rachamim, profound mercy. This mercy is activated through her constant intercession for the system, for her children down below. Those tears, acting as that shimmering living light rising upward, are literally the very mechanism designed to trigger the server reconnection. She is actively bridging the gap with her divine distress signal.
The mystical texts even give us the visual color dynamics of this whole process, which is so beautiful. The state of exile is painted in pitch darkness, along with the deep red sorrow of Gevura, representing that strict, severe judgment. But as Rachel weeps, her tears act as brilliant white threads of hope. These white threads represent chesed, or loving kindness, and they pierce straight through all that heavy red sorrow. So what are they waiting for? They are actively waiting for the green harmonization of Tiferet. That's the central column, the missing Vav. Once that central column finally plugs back in, it beautifully blends the red and the white, restoring the entire network to perfect, vibrant harmony.
So, pulling this all together, here is the ultimate roadmap of this cosmic event. Step 1 begins with the network breaking, which results in exile and fragmentation. Then, because that connection is severed, we move into Step 2, experiencing galut. This is where we see those accumulating error logs of human suffering and divine hiddenness. Then the system reacts with Step 3, the ultimate distress signal, Rachel's tears. She utilizes both judgment and mercy to demand a fix from the top down, which leads us right to the final stage, redemption. You see, redemption isn't just about packing up and going home. It's the ultimate system restore. It is plugging that missing 6 back into the 4, restoring the perfect 10, and finally achieving total cosmic unity and limitless data flow.